Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading here at MadWorldTarot, Saturday afternoon, and a wintry afternoon here, cold, a little bit miserable, but I don't think as miserable as things might be in Montecito for Prince Harry, according to a story in the US Sun. And the story goes that Harry's life is spiraling out of control after the High Court decision, and that of course was the decision by Mr. Justice Fancourt that the secret agreement that Harry was trying to rely on for his late claim, phone hacking claim, was more like an imaginary agreement. And when I did a reading on that, I got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which was a big shock, a big blow, unexpected setback. He really felt like the gods were against him in that moment. And now, according to this article, Harry is spiraling and not well after he suffered this major legal blow, and members of his family, unidentified members of his family, are worried about how he's coping. So we're going to have a look. We're going to do a mental health check for Prince Harry. We're going to find out how he's doing, if he's really spiraling behind the scenes, how confident he was going into these court cases, if he's going to drop them, because there is speculation, there is a blind that's floating around that Harry might drop the rest of his claims in the wake of the setback. So basically quit or the legal fray. Because of the setback, it's costing him money. A lot of people thought that this case was on a contingency basis, but it seems he's actually having to shell out costs for the newspaper group because of his attempt to amend the claim and sort of late filing and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just imagining basically why he might be liable for some of their costs and having to cough up now in advance, according to something I saw today. So we're going to find out, we're going to do a Celtic cross with the Shadowland Tarot, and we're going to do, as I say, a bit of a mental health check, and we're going to see if he's spiraling, what's he focused on, is he going to drop his claims, and then who are these mystery people that are worried about how he's coping and how unwell he is. Could it be the wife back in Montecito, or could it be the royal family? Who are the members of family who are so concerned about his well-being at the moment, that he isn't coping and he's spiraling and he is not well? So that's what we're going to do. Celtic cross. Is he spiraling? Who are the people who are concerned, and might he in future drop all his claims and give up and quit and walk away? That would be quite something if he did that, wouldn't it? And the outcome, just before we get to the actual card, the outcome is going to be the impact of all this litigation on his mental health. He doesn't have a very good support system, cut off from his family, his birth family. He's cut off from his friends, his good old friends, the ones who had his back for decades. He's cut off from his brother. His wife doesn't seem to be very supportive, didn't bother to show up for any of the things that he did earlier this year. That's of course just my opinion, and the cards are ready to go. And as I lay the cards out, let's remind you, it's all just tarot for fun and entertainment, all my opinion and speculation and rumor that we look at here. I read energy, archetypal energy, see what's going on, what we can learn from the archetypal family, the British royal family, and disclaimer in the box below. So that's the usual drill. Let's see what's going on. As usual, can't fit the cards in, and we'll scooch them when we need to scooch them, and sort of get it going. Shadowland Tarot, messy, rather chaotic little deck, and here we have a rather chaotic looking reading, and we have got underlying energy, the Knight of Wands in reverse. That's Harry, an angry prince, very angry. Things not going his way, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, and also it's travel. So he's been traveling to and fro with that Knight of Wands thing. He was very fiery about this, very confident. He was going to change the world and the media landscape and save us all from the horrors of the British press. But now it's in reverse, so a setback. Pretty much, he's in his shadow energy here, very angry, very frustrated. Also, when the flame is in reverse, it means the flame has gone out, the passion has died, the enthusiasm for a project has cooled. And the Knight of Wands is very erratic, and particularly when it's in reverse. And so our Knight of Wands may well decide that he's off somewhere else, Africa, and give up with this whole thing. Give it up as a lost cause. So that's interesting energy behind the scenes. Let's see what's actually going on, the heart of this matter. How's he doing? Mental health check. Yeah. This card is showing up way too much in the Harry and Meghan story that I'm reading on. The Ten of Swords. Ruin, downfall, defeat, absolute end of a situation. It's showing up. It showed up in the previous reading I did today. It's shown up in outcome positions for Harry and Meghan in very recent days. It's the end. Give up. You can see he's had the stuffing knocked out of him. That little creature with all those darts and arrows that have gone into him and pricked him. And you can just hear the air sort of going out as he sort of withers and shrivels and collapses in on himself. It's not good energy if you're talking about someone's mental health, as we are here for speculative purposes, not diagnostic purposes. And it's troubling. I said in the previous reading today I was going to look at that Ten of Swords. Note to self, the Ten of Swords needs to be examined for what it means for Harry and Meghan, because it's showing up, as I say, for both of them, and it's showing up just about every reading at the moment. And when tarot is so consistent like that, you know that you're onto something, and something bad is coming. And let me tell you, bad things all over the place in our little world here. More house fires, more unexpected deaths of very dear and very talented people, and we're having a bad time just in our little neck of the woods, and I think bad times in Montecito as well. Let's see what the particular challenge is for this Ten of Swords, this collapsed little creature here, little figure, is the Queen of Swords. That's the particular challenge. Cold-hearted woman. Is our Queen of Swords. Somebody who's gone ice cold, who's being very strategic, who's planning her future, may not include you. Can also be Lady Justice, the Queen of Swords. So Lady Justice could be the heart of this matter. The problem is that Lady Justice is blind with a hair there, can't see, impartial, decides based on truth and facts rather than feelings and membership of British royal family. I saw that when I read on the court case and this claim of the secret agreement. I saw justice showing up very strongly, literally as the card. Same vibe here. So two things going on. Justice, impartial justice, blind justice, which has decided against him unexpectedly for him, expectedly for everyone else. Ugly word, but anyway. And also the wife, cold, withdrawn, planning her next move, which may or may not include Harry, and he knows it. It's that cat and mouse game of who's going to jump first, and there in the mudslide mansion, which my friend has rechristened the mudslinging mansion. So what's going on behind the scenes, and here we really want to know about, is he spiraling, is he spinning out of control? What's happening for Has-Been, what's going on with him? Yeah, the world in reverse, his whole world has come crashing down. There she is with her red shoes and the bat wings. It's a shadow tarot, it's a dark tarot deck. Worried that she's going to leave. Very worried he's going to be on his own. Worried he has failed. And not just failed, he's failed publicly, because the world is my public card. Everyone sees. The whole world is watching this mess. His little fantasy. There was a very scathing interview, I think it was on Talk TV. Two of the male presenters were having a real go at Harry and laughing away at how naive he is and gullible and stupid. And he lives in a world of make-believe because nobody's ever said no to him and you're making stuff up. They've all bowed and scraped and said, yes, of course. The emperor has no clothes kind of a thing. They were really being very harsh. And harsh for has been seems to be the member of the royal family who hasn't had any true notion of reality. Everyone else seems to have quite a good grip on reality in the royal family. But Harry seems to be the one who doesn't. And here it is. World in reverse is a really painful card. We got Ten of Swords, World in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse, and that mean Queen of Swords just sitting above him there. He's terrified. He's terrified of failure, and of loss, and of being abandoned, and of being a public, made a mockery of in public. Absolutely. Spiraling, yes. It's very possible with that card. He really could be quite out of touch with reality right now, which is very troubling. I'm not a fan, as I always say, but I don't want to see somebody getting into very serious trouble. And it has the potential here with the Ten of Swords and the World in reverse to be really very dark times for has-been. What's he focused on right now? Is he trying to fix things? Is he trying to come right? What? Justice in reverse. He thinks that this is so unfair. Can't believe this is happening to him. He was quite certain that there was the secret agreement, and he was quite certain because Mummy Megan told him that he could go to court like she did, and of course they would wave the magic wand and grant him damages and he'd win an easy victory just like she did. But justice has turned out to be not his friend but his enemy. And big cards are coming out here. Can't believe it. He literally can't believe how this has gone against him. So there might be some truth to the Sedan blind that he's going to drop the rest of his claims. We're getting there. But let's have a look at the past briefly and how optimistic he was about this court case going into it. Did he really believe it? We got Ace of Pentacles in reverse. He was lazy. That's a lazy card. Upright, it's hard-working, enterprising, due diligence, crossing your T's and dotting your I's and all that stuff. Working hard and mastering your facts, learning your evidence, making sure you understood your claims, you rehearsed everything and all that stuff. We saw him floundering, having to get someone to help him make his way through the files. I think that was in the other case, the mirror case. The two are getting confused. I see a lot of people are mixing the news group one or whatever they're called, the Sun and the Mirror. It is all very confusing. This is the latest one, is the Sun hacking claims that have been chucked out, phone hacking claims. But he didn't do his work. He was so confident, so arrogant, so entitled, so detached from reality that he didn't see why he should do any homework almost. We know how badly he did at school, didn't seem to apply himself, also seemed to be kicked out the military when it came to actually trying to pass exams and stuff like that. And there it is, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Lazy, entitled, possibly unable to apply himself. He could have some learning disability, some issues around things like that, but the rest other royals have been quite open about things like that. I think it's Princess Beatrice who's dyslexic, and she's very open about it, how hard she had to work, and supports charities around dyslexia and stuff like that. So I don't know, but it's possible with the Eight of Pentacles. I'm speculating wildly that he might have some learning issues there with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That meant he couldn't prepare properly for this court case and his own testimony. How about near future? Is he going to drop the rest of his claims, as his blind says? Give up, walk away? Five of Cups in reverse. It looks possible. It really does. Five of Cups is the card of regret. What have I done? I've messed everything up. I can't believe how badly things have gone wrong. Nobody loves me. I'm all alone, full of woe, very focused on the terrible misfortune. that I have suffered. It's also very focused on the past, which the court cases are about the past. Chelsea, he could have married Chelsea. She wouldn't have left him if her phone wasn't hacked. That seemed to be the subtext of everything. Now the card has flipped into the upright position in the near future, wanting to be happy again. And wanting to be happy would mean walking away from this mess. If he carries on in this mess, it's going to make him more and more unhappy. That is my opinion. That's what's coming through for me in that card. Who are the family members who are concerned about him, worried that he might not be coping, that he's not well? Who are these mysterious family members? Please tell us. We've got the Empress. The Empress is mother. I wouldn't say it's the mother back in Montecito. She could have put the story out. Let's just put it there that the story could be coming from her. I don't think if it is that the concern is genuine, but we have that famous tree and the pregnant woman. And we know about the famous tree and the pregnant woman because the famous tree was photoshopped in by Miss and Harriman to that photo of Meghan allegedly pregnant, clutching her belly, lying on the ground with a belly that shouldn't have been at that late stage of pregnancy, lying on the ground like that at all. But anyway, so it could be her, and in that case would have sent the message out. My suspicion with this card, the energy that's coming through for me, is that then it is to portray him as unstable for her own purposes. I'm so concerned he's spiraling out of control. There it is. I also got a bit of a Catherine energy there, but I think at this stage Catherine doesn't care. She might have a minor concern, and it could be that this message has been sent to, this puff piece has been sent to the son in the US to make it sound as if it's a more intimate member of the royal family, a closer in member of the royal family, such as Catherine. It's the one everyone would automatically expect would be concerned. They know William is not going to be concerned. Charles is sort of concerned in a vague way more, I think people would think. So I think it's pretending to be Catherine, but really Montecito. That is how I'm reading this card. Of course, just me speculating here. What pressure is Harry under? As if this isn't bad enough, what actual pressure, external pressure is he under right now? The High Priestess is secrets and silence and Mummy Diana. He's doing this for esoteric reasons. He's really doing it because of what happened to Mummy Diana and how the press abused her. He doesn't seem to have grasped the fact that she was complicit, hand in hand with the paparazzi for most of the time, and including that fatal night in Paris. He doesn't seem to have grasped that. So I think he thinks that he's really dealing with vengeance and the afterlife and her reputation. She's woman there, the High Priestess, in her very esoteric manifestation, archetypal manifestation. And I think that he feels he's maybe gone to psychics, or he's maybe got messages allegedly from psychics or somebody who claims that they can communicate with the dead and relay messages. They are in touch. We have read on that here on this channel about the allegations that Meghan and possibly Doria claim that they can communicate and relay messages. And there it is. This is the thing. Well, how has this gone so wrong? I thought I was doing what you wanted me to do and what you told me to do, and it's all gone justice in reverse, world in reverse, 10 of swords. It's a terrible calamity. I'm feeling 5 of cups. I just want to be happy. So, hopes and fears for has-been of this current mess. Chariot, he wants to move forward from this. He really would he'd like to win. The Chariot is very ambitious, very dramatic, very focused. purposeful. He wants to get back on track. He would like to get his life back on track. Let's put it like this. I think also because it's William energy, it's Cancerian energy, the Chariot. I think he'd like to dominate William with this court case and win a signal victory in a huge amount of damages, so that he can turn around and show William who's boss and who's brave and who's the one who did good for mummy. We've looked at that as well in the recent past around these court cases, all there in the Royals playlist, the recent Royals playlist for this year. So lots going on there. He would like to move on from this. He would like to defeat William and dominate William. He would like to be victorious, and he wants to get his life back on track. A lot going on. We're getting major arcana in this reading. Huge cards. What impact is this litigation, or this collective litigation, going to have on his mental health, ultimately? Outcome for Harry of just carrying on with this and obsessing with this. How's it going to go? Page of Cups. We've got Page of Cups. At some stage, he might get like a small apology, which might make him feel a little bit better. So it's a small energy. This is not a massive victory. It's not the world upright or judgment upright or anything like that. It's a very small something is going to come of this. I almost get a patronizing energy that someone will put a thing in a newspaper and say, we regret the way we treated Has-Been all those years ago, and what misery we made his life and his mother's life, and on we go. So Page of Cups is about apologies, it's about regret, it's about but it's also about fresh starts. So he could walk away from this Five of Cups. He could, in the very near future, quit and go off somewhere and start somewhere else with something he might feel more committed to, he might feel safer with, in a place that he might feel safer and more surrounded with love and protection and all those things, because we've got this Knight of Wands energy sitting underneath it. So this is not spiraling out of control. It's getting back on track, but in a small way, in a very junior way. He's going to have to start from scratch. So I'm getting apologies, possibly. If he gives up, he might get, oh, we're so sorry that this happened, and we'll do better in future, which will make him feel better and will make him feel able to then go off and start somewhere. Start in a less aggressive way, because this Knight of Wands energy is very angry, it's very aggressive, it's very combustible, it's looking for a fight. This Page of Cups is much humbler, meeker, more subdued, more careful about alienating people, doesn't want to upset people, doesn't want to make enemies, doesn't want fights, wants to be friends with everyone. This little Page of Cups has learned a lesson. There's a big lesson happening here. A Hierophant energy that's floating around in here, that's not shown up, but he's learnt some sobering things that he didn't expect, he didn't see coming his way. He thought he was going to stride into court and win and part the Red Sea, and everyone, would fall on their faces in awe in front of him, including his big brother. Didn't happen. That's your reading, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.